Hello. He said, "Good morning, Brett believers. I hope you all are feeling good today because I sure am. Because the last volume of Volume 6 is finally out. And I'm really excited to show you all how good the story is. I know the I know the last one was really good. Uh, I know the last one was really good, and this one will be the same. So, without further ado, let's start the let's start the volume. Let's start the vol. Let's start. Oh, let me. Let's. He said, let's start the final part of Volume 6, shall we? Starting with our own hatred. Oops, sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties there. Anyway, without further ado, let's start with our, with our own hatred. I have to say, I'm surprised. I didn't expect you to come all the way to the port sub, Pisces. It's my solemn duty to fetch runaway students like you, Subaru. Me, a runaway? You know, some people might not like what that implies, you know. Our home is right here. It already is. How can I be a runaway when I never left my home? A student refusing to come to school. I had to come. We never asked you to teach us in the first place. Someone who goes to school and studies, right? You can't be a student without studying, too. You mean without studying according to your methods and teachings, right? Arianists will study according to Arus will study according to Arus's method and teachings. Or are you trying to force Trinity's way of life and study onto Ares? Ha ha ha. You look so affronted. As if to say, I never said anything like that. Maybe not in so many words, however. I can understand these things now, for whatever reason. At least I can see what's happening inside Ares and around us. To begin with, I'm not even fond of the name Ares Satellite School. Satellite implies that we're a subsidiary of another entity. So pop quiz, Sensei. I wonder what answer you'll come up with. Tell me something. About that day Trinity set foot at Ares for the first time in centuries. The day that Mitsunomika, Beatrix, and the squad decided to change their fates on a whim. Yes, they changed their fates at the cost of everyone and other Ares to his free will. Why is that you metroliciously cared for Misomika and the squad, while you neglected the Ares to who remained here? That's... I immediately flashed back to a conversation I had that day. I'm sorry to say, but, Sensei, we are thoroughly requesting you that you step away from the Aries satellite school issue. Yes, this particular matter is Trinity's doing, so it must be Trinity's responsibility as well. Truly, we are deeply ashamed that you had to clean up our mess. As the acting representative of Power Faction, and as the acting representative of Sanchez Faction, we would like to sincerely apologize. Mika is still the official representative of the Patra faction, but she will naturally need to step down from her position for an undetermined amount of time. As you well know, she must resume her halt hearing. Saya did participate in a recent arrest operation. However, she is not fully recovered and will need to rest for some time. Considering these circumstances, this is the collective stance of the Pater and Satius factors as of now. Nagi says, Lucis factions may hold a different opinion, but the Tea Party decisions are made by a majority vote. Especially on matters, this is critical to the Academy. No single faction can ignore the majority opinion of others. So please, Sensei, trust us to resolve our own issues. We only ask you that you give us a little more time. Naturally, your presence will be a welcome one. This entire process will surely move along quickly and efficiently and justly. But how will we students ever grow if we let adults do difficult work for us? Aha, I see. What? Whoops. Wait a sec. Haha, don't be surprised. Weren't you listening? I have a rough understanding of Andy that happens in Eris. But you're quite naive, Sensei. Or maybe too trusting. Your trust in Trinity's upper ranks was misplaced. The active representative of the Sanctious and Pirate factions. They wasted no time filling the hole when the actual leaders couldn't serve. Do you really think they could have done that so quickly with all of Trinity's red tape without political backing? No matter how much they try to deny it, Trinity's upper ranks are still a den of vipers. Fine. If that's how it is, then your responsibility could be minimal, maybe even non-existent. But that changes nothing. It doesn't change the fact that Eris hasn't taken a single step out of rising the pit of hell since that day. You should be more careful, Sensei. In your current position, if a student with malice really wanted to deceive you, you hardly will be able to escape their trap. There is this thing I think about sometimes. When some Aries students finally gather all their courage and manage to step out into the world only to return even more damaged than before. When they couldn't find anywhere to fit in, or when they couldn't even endure the judgment glares anymore, they fell into despair, saying that they would go back only life if they felt saying they saying they could go back to the only life that they knew. When they realized there was nowhere else in the world Aries students belonged. If Aries had not been exiled to Trinity, what kind of lives could we be lived? Do you ever think about that too, Sensei? Or have you been too busy with other schools to spare even a thought for Aries? The present is a structure built atop a foundation of the past. No present exists independent of what came before. What was that? Anyway, some say this hatred is not ours to bear. But I must say I disagree with them. The Aries of today is still paying the consequences of our past, and that alone binds us to Aries in every way possible. You talk of studying. What makes someone a student going to school studying? Look around. That's right, here is my response. Parte Paris. Everything we record here, that is what we should study. That's student duty. That's the student's duty, right? To study. Then kudos to me. I came to fulfill that duty. And if you try saying this is studying, then I can't help but wonder if a true educator would discriminate against and deny the ways of learning that are approved by them. The sins of one generation are inherent by the next. It is not something to be argued, it is simply the truth. How can one seek to reap the benefits of their past while attempting to disregard its sins? If you attempt to reject the sins of your past, then you must also reject everything else to do with the past. The knowledge, wisdom, legacy, and material wealth, and every right of authority you exercise today, to claim things that benefit you while denying the sins committed to attain them. From Eris's perspective, is nothing but Nazi hypocrisy. Oh boy. I understand why you refrain from further intervention with Eris, because at that time you accepted Trinity and their ways. There is nothing to forgive in that regard. I see no sin in what you did. However, you should then allow Eris to live as we do. Just as Trinity has its ways, so does Eris. Surely you see how unfair it is to be accepted of one and not the other. We don't fit in. Life outside may look enticing, but there's no place for Eris in that world. Just as the many Eris students to return because they couldn't adopt to it. I took those students in and showed them the path for the Eris way. We don't need exams or studying. We live the way we always wanted to live. So at this point, there's only one thing I need from you. Leave Eris quietly and take the squad with you. That's all you have to do, and I won't let anyone harm any of you. The angels are revelation. Just leave that to us. You can take my word for it. I can handle the tempting angels at the very least. I'm sorry, troubling angels. Wait, troubling angels? You picked on the name quickly, didn't you? Mm-hmm. 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 I'm saying you picked up on the name quickly, didn't you? You do live up to that name, Sensei. You do live up to your name, don't you, Sensei? When it comes to your students, you don't miss a beat. In that case, I trust you that you'll understand what I meant when I say I lived in the Eris way. Alright, the exit is this way. The squads lingering behind you can head out right out along this path too. And please don't ever come back here again. Thanks for everything until now. All of you. See you. The Eris way, you say. Sayori. Do you still have something left to say? I'll hear you out. If you're thinking of using this as a pretext to come back to Eris, you're only making trouble for both sides. I have no final words left for you. Just a question. It's about this Eris way you keep talking about. What lies ahead? What lies ahead of it? To be continued. To be continued. In spite of everything. Next. In spite of everything. Alright, but first, let me, just 1 second. Okay, nigga good now. What lies ahead of it? Since we always try talking about the past, let's go a little further down memory lane, shall we? They say clinging to old memories is a sign of age and decline. Are you already gone that far? Maybe so. I'm already feeling a little duller today. I mean, lately. Though it's a bit rude to be speaking this way of Sensei. Mine gained a lot of exchange. Mine gained a lot in exchange. It reminds me of an old story. Do you remember the one about the harsh drill instructor and that kind of certution? Of course, they're particularly essential archetypes in running in any organization. But you're not about to claim you're in a kind of you were in it you are in the kind of assertion, aren't you? Hardly by any measure. I was the harsher instructor. I was the harsher instructor. If anyone was the kind assertion, it was you. People can only live the way that they know how. Whoops. Anyways. Right. Not that any of that matters anymore, but the squad members were each handpicked for their own reason. As their leader, I received the worst end of the stick in terms of the train. And in the end, I continued that cycle. I turned around and treated others exactly how I'd been treated. Yeah. Looking back, I was truly a fool. Are you still beating yourself up about that stuff like that? Honestly, I never thought that I'd be the one confronting you here. People really do live exactly how they know. I used to think the same way. Before I left Eris, before I left Arisu, before I left Eris, that was. What are you saying now? It's not everybody. People's lifestyles do generally tend to affect the way of their thinking, which in turn pushes them further into that lifestyle. From that perspective, your view isn't wrong. There are other options. People can think and live the way that they choose. That is the most important thing that I learned since leaving. Would you get to the point already? I know everything you're feeling right now. I feel the same way in your position. You gather a guy and lost students, give them a reason to live again. I slowly gave you the motivation to keep on pushing. But tell me, what are you pushing towards? What is the end of your Eris's way? Listen, you also gather a guy and lost students and gave them a reason to live again. We both know the answer to that. You'll be left with hatred and rage. There's nothing else left. It's meaningless. Nothing remains. That's the inevitable end of that path. Had I stayed at Eris, I had never experienced more than the world. If I never met Sensei, I wouldn't be standing exactly where you are now. I'd still be playing the harsher instructor, denying everything beyond what I'd been taught. I would be still harboring for what I thought was our hatred in my heart. And now you're back coming to say that our way of life was wrong all along? No, there is no right or wrong when it comes to these things. I still believe that. We wanted you to study the outside world for a little bit, to broaden your horizons a little. It can help sometimes. Then makes whatever you decide. Then makes whatever you decide you want. Then make whatever decision you want. Perspectives aren't as set in stone as they might seem. If people who know nothing, like those Trinity girls, as you put it, said something like this, it'll probably sound like the empty prowl of naive optimistics in full pretense of hypocrisy. But at the very least, I think the squad and I have earned the right to speak on this subject, if only a little. We all rolled around in the same gutter after all. I never liked reckless optimists either. To be honest, I hated them with everything I had. They're the type to avert their eyes from all the horrific things happening in the world. Without knowing anything, they preach their beliefs and force them down your throat. But not all of them are like that, actually. A student must never kneel to a teacher. Of course, you had another chance. And if you don't, I'll make one. Despite knowing the horrible things in the world, and even while accepting that sometimes this world can be cruel and ugly AF. There are still people who will never waver and give up. I don't know about you, but seeing something like that convinced me through and through. Ouch. It's a phrase people don't use as much anymore. But the phrase, in spite of everything, has grown on me. Oh, so you're just so wise now. I'd hardly start bragging about my life if I were you. The moment you leave Eris, you'll be back being a fugitive, always running from the possible of arrest. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to stop now. Huh? What? The four of us had discussed it already. Oh, oops. Yeah, what she said. Heh, whatever you say, Sayori. I don't even need to read your mind. You're too predictable. Sorry, Sensei. We must tell you when the time is right, but it'll never work out. That doesn't matter. Yes, once this is all over, that's what we intend to do. More than anything, I'm tired. I had enough of this. I've been living in the shadows for too long. I've never been able to stand proudly under the open sky. Did you forget that you're all terrorists? What you did, certainly act of terrorism, carry out with malice. Are you seriously trying to tell me you don't know what kind of sentence you'll get? We know, but that's okay too. We'd rather have it that way. I need to pay the price for what I've done. I'm done running away from my past. Don't worry, the remaining era students will be fine. I intend to say why I was the mastermind and instigator. And to be honest, that's true. To an extent, that is. So I'm sure you too. What exactly are you trying to say to me, Sayori? What? I asked you, what are you saying to me right now? Actually, don't answer. I don't even need to read your mind. You're just too predictable. You're going to turn yourself in. You don't want to run anymore. You want to pretend you're some goody two-shoes now. Just bury everything and pretend it never happened, right? Or should I regard you as some enlightenment sage now? Are you looking down your nose at us, acting as nothing in the world matters anymore? Don't make me friggin' laugh. Unless you know every single thing in the world that has to offer, then drop this high and mighty act now. Don't look down on errors like it's yours, acting like you know the very meaning of life. The way you're acting is exactly the same as those despicable Trinity brats. I don't want to hear another word from you. Cut the bullshit here and now. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different. Our lives are still happening right now. Look around. Do things look different to you? Is Eris all fixed out now? Huh? Oh, right. It's still the same. All just in ruins. All on the inside. It's right. Even more than before. He went. Come on. You know, nothing of errors of what we went through the Maras disappear. How dare you try and speak with authority? All this time, none of you's spread a single thought. Not you, not the squad, not even Sensei. I was the one who kept guard over Eris, our home. We did. Not you, not the squad. You threw all your responsibilities and ran to play house when we needed you the most. Subaru, I never meant to claim anything so grand. A sage, I still don't know anything. I haven't even done anything to deserve that. I simply. After that day, I remember the first sky I ever saw. It was so blue. And that was also the first time that I could really feel it. I thought, maybe the world around me has already been there since long, long ago. The eye is not satisfied with just sight, nor the ear fulfilled with just hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done is done again. In this universe, there's no such thing as the new. Happiness, pain, pride, humiliation, anger, and even hatred. Truly. But Vania's Valtama, all is in vain. I just felt for the first time that the rest of my life was too precious to waste. How dare you speak like that? You betrayed us, abandoned us. Don't you ever say that again. Subaru! If your lives are so very precious, what about us here at Eris? What about me who stayed to protect the nest? For the sake of those who remain would return. Ah! You just can't make the past disappear, you know. Subaru! The past never just vanishes. It clings on. It proves the present. This is the Porto Paris. The entirety of the history of the Eris Salai school converges. Within this place, within me, in the end, the most precious thing in the world is yours. I say, stop it. He said, in the end, the most precious thing in the world is yourself. When you die, the world dies with you. If that's so, then each person's way of life is varied proof of existence of their world. No one will take responsibility for your life or live it in your place. That's why I stripped that away from the students. So that no matter what happens, they can go on living unafraid. Huh? Maya was wrong for what she did. That's the honest truth. But not everything she left behind was wrong. Nothing happens without meaning. Events gain meaning by simply nothing happening. So there can be no such thing as meaningless suffering. And so, if there are no meaningless sufferings, there can be no such thing as meaningless past. Is anyone getting a little weirded out right now? I know I am, Hiyori. I know I am. Ah! Sensei, get behind us now! Shoot! What the? Wait a minute. You pushed her too far, leader. Yeah, I wasn't trying to provoke her, I really wasn't. Yes, we can discuss that later, Sao Sao. Right now, when the seventh angel sounds the trumpet, those who destroy the earth and those who are false, and those who take thy name in vain, their time of destruction will finally come. I think we'll have to deal with the most urgent matter at hand right now. To be continued indeed. Continue. Trumpet the angel. Yes. Battle time. Here we go. Start. Uh-oh. Come on. Go. Yeah. There you are. No. No. Heal. There we go. There we go. Sorry, get her. Yeah. Uh-oh. This is good. Heal again. Oda. Oh, man. Let's see if it continues the story. Yep, it does. Trouble the Angel. Gah! Sayori! Sorry. I'm fine. It's just a scratch. Doesn't look that way to me, but if you say so, leader. But seriously, what do we do about this? We've never fought, let alone beaten anything like that before. This is one of the completely different level too. Uh-oh. Huh? A trumpet? The one you have been talking about? Yeah, that's it, but the sky has suddenly gotten really dark. It was broad daylight a second ago. What was happening? Uh-oh. Why is it a nightmare all of a sudden? I know this. I read it in scriptures. A third of the sun was struck, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars, so that the third of them turned dark. A third of the day without light, and also a third of the night. Oh boy. The trumpet. It's the trumpet. That makes sense. That makes six, I mean. That's weird. Why are we hearing it again? You're right, at this rate, it won't be 7 trumpets, it'll be 14. Why did it get all dark? What's going on? Stop, Subaru. What are you thinking? What happened to you? It's kind of obvious. Does it look... But it doesn't look like she could hear you, leader. Maia! Subaru! Subaru! What is this? How are you here? What do you mean? She's been here all along. Here with us. Why couldn't you see before? Why? Because you never tried looking. Is that right, Subaru? Or maybe it's because you become a phenomenon. We should call you the trumpeting angel. Asuko, what's going on? I was only speculating before, but now I'm certain. Don't worry, I'll explain everything from the beginning. And under these circumstances, let me make one thing very clear. You're not the only one here who is A.K.A Subaru. To be clear, royal blood. Next, episode 4, Royal Blood. Royal blood. Special blood of special lineage. For as long as I could remember, I was placed on an imaginary pedestal for one, an intangible thing. To me, it meant nothing. After all, I was treated with trash, all the same. The more special I was, the more restrictions I had, the more things I couldn't speak of. Thank you, Sao Sao. I was able to endure because of you. Thank you, Brett Sensei. Armin was finally allowed to be me, was allowed me to be myself. Mizuki, and Hiyori too. And not for each of you, I would remain the voiceless all sacrifice. My entire life would have been spent as somebody else's symbol. Did learning the mysteries of errors make you feel powerful? Did you gaze the past with the lies sleeping under the lamp and believe you were unstoppable? Too bad for you, the amount of knowledge. It was my birthright before it had even had a thought in your mind. But at least now I can be certain of one thing. The angels of revelations were a mere phenomena brought about by A.K.A Subaru. You weren't even aware that what you done first, correct? but without realizing it, used some of them. I hope you are not too disappointed. This isn't the troubling angel of the scriptures. There was a chance, however, the phenomena could have transcended into the true 7 troubling angels. If only you could have been a flawless judge. A flawless judge? Like I say, you are not the only one of the errors here. You're not the sole keeper of errors secrets. Thus, revelation, so to speak, has been mine since long ago. I was simply forbidden to speak of it. I still am. This is what it is to carry the royal blood of Eris. Even so, I should thank you, Subaru. I can speak a bit more freely now, since you've been exposed as a part of it. It is rather refreshing. Do you know how suffocating it can be to be the only one in the room to know something? So what exactly it is, Asuko? Before us, that angel-shaped thing. Simply put, it's the phenomenon, the manifestation of Eris' energy and emotions. I told you a while back ago, remember? That Eris has become a land where inexplicable things happen. Ah! There was always something in Eris. Lament, grudge, resentment, rage, resignation. This place is where all that comes together. One way or another, Eris leadership wanted to bring about the end of the world. I'll be honest and say, that's exactly it. A neglected child will set a fire to their village just to feel the warmth of the flames. To someone who has nothing left to lose, the end of the world might the end of the world might even feel like salvation. You mean to say that it could have been transcended? Yes, whatever was simmering beneath the surface in Eris was powerful enough to make that happen. At the very least, it was enough to pay some kind of result back to Trinity. If literally Subaru had been flawless. So you're saying there was some kind of flaw? There was. And that flawless was this child. Ah. Huh? It seems you finally understand. The moment you abandoned this child, there was no longer any justification for your actions. He said, it would have been better if you had just used yourself as the medium to construct this phenomenon. Instead, you choose your own will to become the troubling angel. I understand. You and all those remaining errors must have been so fervently desired to play the role of the judge. There was an intrinsic issue, however. A judge must be flawless. Whoever digs a hole and scopes it falls into the pit they have made. You remember the verse, don't you? If nothing else, if only Maia had. If you haven't sought out Sensei, you will still have potential to become the judge. Don't abandon me! Yeah. Mm-hmm. Subaru. I hear a faint voice. Could it be maybe? Sayori. Sorry, Hiroi. If you have something you'd like to say, you can say it, Maya. That's why we all came here, right? Yes, thank you, Hiroi. Subaru. There's something I've wanted to tell you for a long time now. It's okay, Subaru. Everything is okay. I definitely don't understand everything, but I think I understand you pretty well, Subaru. You, the squad, everyone in Eris. And you, Brett Sensei. I really like all of you. So I don't want Eris to disappear. I just want Eris to become a better school. So what I'm trying to say is... please help me, Subaru. I really love when you play the harmonica. Speak to... Next episode, harmonica. Harmonica 2. I thought you might have dropped it, so I picked it up. Oh, it's not because I just wanted to play this right at the moment. That I've been asking a bit too much. Even I know that. But I would love it to hear it again someday. Just like back then, I wanted to hear you play again. I wanted to hear you play again. Ah, this isn't what I wanted. You must have looked away from your responsibilities. I should have known better. She's gone? Subaru! We have to go after her. For now, she shouldn't be able to leave Eris' school grounds. Hello? What's going on now? Sensei, the third angel just showed up. But, how do I even explain this? The third one didn't show up, but as soon as it did, the other two disappeared. It was like the third one absorbed them. I don't know. I thought I saw someone inside the angel for a second, but it was for a split second. I know this sounds totally crazy, but I thought it looked like Subaru. Sensei! Right, that confirms it. It's her. Thanks, everyone. Call me if anything else happens. Understood. The sky I see from here is so overcast. But it's Sayori's memories just now. I see. Sayori. So this is what the sky looked like to you. The scenery and areas always stay exactly the same. And we who lived there did too. In a sediment basin, everything flows and piles up and is forgotten. Ares was a sediment basin. Maybe not at first, but that's what it became eventually. The world abandoned Ares and choose to forget about us. No, even that's too generous as an assessment. Humanity has a tendency to sweep cumbersome things under the rug when they think no one's looking. Then they stride off proudly in directions previously unthinkable. But who remains? Those who are left in the wake? Who will hold on to the memories of the forgotten? Who will lie behind the mirror of the voices that can't be heard? Oh, right. Play your harmonica, Subaru. The harmonica. Playing my harmonica in these ruins, pretending to be lost to our feelings. Maybe we outgrown that a little. I also... Please stop. Since you're finally back, please, I'm begging you, just stop. I really want to hear you play. Yes. Huh? Do you regret it? Azuko. Azuko. It's okay, for we were the same. But Eris, the things Trinity has done to us. Yes, we can't just let that go. But in spite of that, is it a bit unfair to torture yourself to this extent over it? Do you remember this line? Is it hard for you to kick against the gourds? Let's do this together. Stop trying to shoulder everything yourself. Now, after all this time. Now, after all this time? Yes, even after all this time that has happened. If you're honest about it, Sensei will definitely help you. Oh, and along that, we may need to take a vacation to the Corrections Bureau. So I'll count on you to take care of Eris, okay? No, I can't do that. I just can't. Eris just can't accept it. As you said, that's the kind of people of this land. That's the kind of the place this land's become. Someone needs to pay the price for what's happened to us. For the sake of everyone we lost, we just need justice. And I am not suggesting we don't. You become consumed in the vortex of your own thoughts. No one will get through to you like this. But we were all that way too once. And Eris has just a thing for times like this. Pardon? Alright. Why don't we have a little talk? The Eris way. Azuko, are you okay? Looks like as if you were praying. Yeah, I'm fine. I just had a little call to answer. You took a call? I don't really know, but it's something along those lines. And Sensei, what? Will you help us wake up our senator? She seems to have lost her way in a dream, causing her to oversleep. We'll handle it the Eris way, of course. What do you need from me? Just do what you've always done for us, Sensei. Maia, could I count on you? Maia, could I count on you for your help as well, please? Yeah, count me in. For Subaru and Sensei, I can do it. Alright, looks like we got another battle now. Alright, a 1 and 2, a 1, 2, 3, mobilize. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go, Subaru. Here we go. The trumpeting sound. Ata! Uh-oh. No. No. Guy. No. Go. Get him. Do it. Here we go. Always keep on healing. Switch over to Sayori now. Go now. Almost there. Himori, attack again. Yes, there we go. There she is. Yeah. How complete. Over. To be continued. From the bottom. From the bottom. Episode 6. You're Shomae Sayori. I heard that name a lot, especially as the leader of the Aero Squad. As fellow first times, let's do our best to complete our mission together. Kakoashi Subaru, was it? I've been briefed. What is this? Well, that was that day. The day I first met Jomei Sayori on a mission. Back then, when we're both were first years. I found her to be cold and unapproachable pure. Should we go over the plan before we begin the operation? Here, I finished already. Review. Okay. Okay? Is there a problem? Should we start reviewing the basis before we start on any plans? You know, like disclosing our strengths, weaknesses, specialties, procedures. Look, if you don't think you can keep up, go home. I can do this alone. Are you always like this even with the squad? No, not the squad. Everyone knows their roles. Are you going to try to tell me being considerate right now? That you're being considerate right now? I am. I see. Explain yourself, Sayori. There's nothing to explain. I did what was necessary to complete the mission. Jermaine Sayori, anything outside of the squad seemed irrelevant. When she had to work with anyone else, it was uncomfortable or frustrating. I was one of the few, maybe the only person who could tolerate her. It was necessary to use me as bait and keep me in artery barrage for me. At least try to act like you have a brain. Those kinds of things will fly over that were second years. It was the fastest way to complete the mission. A mission's virtues are strength, victory, swift execution. Failure is a sin. So everything else is just collateral damage to you. Looks like we're finally communicating. That's not what I meant. Sayori, you didn't get promoted? That's just what happened. Looking back, that had likely been Madame's intention from the beginning. To Madame, everything except the squad? No, everything except Hikari, Asuko, was just a tool. She probably wanted to use Sayori as leverage in one way or another. And for some reason, that made me angrier than I expected. It was how I felt every single time I saw children suffering in errors. You're not bothered? You don't want to graduate to your third year? You don't want to graduate into your third year? Does it matter if I'm a second year or a third year? I have one more year as the leader of the squad. At least there are benefits as well. It really is all about the squad with you, isn't it, Sayori? Is there something wrong with that? No, nothing. Well then, I'll go ahead and enjoy being alone. Upperclassman, best of luck to you. About that, yes? The underclassmen seem to rely on you more, Subaru. Thanks. Exactly. That made me realize that I could never fill the role that you've taken on. I believe I fit best as an instructor. So you mean I'm supposed to take care of all the students after you break them into training? You're always quick to understand my point. Thank you. No, you're missing my point entirely again. Still, when I think about it, no matter the situation, Jermaine's priority never changed. I thought she was just incapable of it. Subaru! Are you awake now? Where am I? The place you call Porto Passes. So we never moved, huh? How long was I unconscious for? 10 seconds. I see. Is it over, Sensei? I think that's my question, actually. I see. So, you're wondering which one I am? I think it's over. Yes, everything is over. In the end, I couldn't do anything. I forced my stubborn ideals down everyone's throats. And after doing all that, Subaru's saws were uneven and rat. I looked around and sat beside her. I decided to wait until her crying spell. Why aren't you saying anything? You don't know what to say? I think that's my line. It hurts, doesn't it? What was I even trying to do? You were trying to protect Eris. And look how it worked out. It's over, Sensei. All of it was in vain. I thought I had to do something, anything, so I tried to do everything I could. This is the result of all that effort. I did it for the children, who the world left hurt and bruised, the one who had nowhere else they belong, and maybe for myself too. I didn't want to just keep drifting through life though. It was all lip service in the end though. If I had known it was going to end up this way, I probably wouldn't have done anything. No, that's not true. Even when this is the result, and even if my intentions weren't pure, I put on this brave front in front of all of the kids, pretending that I knew the way forward. Sayori was right, unfortunately. I had no idea which way I was going in the end. I bragged about doing things the Eris's way, but in the end, they were empty words. But you learn from this experience, right? So I shouldn't worry about the terrible reality of being judged of the results of what I do until I'm an adult. Saying I am a student and hiding behind my inexperience isn't a good enough excuse for forgiveness. As long as I hold on to that mindset, I'll be okay. But still, what's really going to change for the people who already are at rock bottom? You were just going to continue living like this and disappear one day anyways. No matter how hard you polish, no how hard you polish the trash, it doesn't turn into a jewel. Don't give us hope for dreams we can never reach. That's even more pitiful as this is than our current one. Preaching that things will always work out as long as we try hard would be pretty irresponsible, wouldn't it? You're right, there is some truth to that. The only way you can go is up from here, right? Is that seriously how you're going to try and encourage me? Sometimes that really is all that one, that's really all you can really say though. Sayori. Yeah, because we really hit rock bottom, haven't we, Subaru? We can't fall any lower. And there's nowhere left to run. Whatever happens, we need to see it through to the end. I mean, every day was already worse anyway, so whatever. Heh. I guess there's probably is something even lower than rock bottom. Right, if that happens, we can just say we came down to check out the basement, right? We all came down to check the basement, right? You all really turned into dummies, the entire squad. You'll need to adopt this kind of mindset, however, if you want to survive out there. You wouldn't have made it otherwise. There are times when nothing else matters except moving forward. So we just point to whatever we can and just use it to keep going. Heh, heh. Right, so let's all go together. Not because we think that sticking together means that everything will work out beautifully like a fairy tale ending. It's simply that we Aries kids simply to be incapable of doing anything unless we're together. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Come on, Subaru, it's time to get up. Your clothes are gonna get dirty if you keep lying there. There we go. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's humanly possible for me to get any dirtier than this. Well, let's try our best to not make it even worse. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, yes. Captain! Captain, wow, you had no idea how worried I was. Hane, this place is. We're in the Redeal Nice Infirmary. How many days are left until the Trinity practice exams? Huh, Captain? I mean, that's important too, but maybe we should start with your health. No, this is absolutely takes priority number one. I will not allow the Redeal Knights to be looked down upon by any club students. Yes, Captain, understood. You're right, Captain. We still have some time, so let's all do our best to prepare. Everyone okay? Is everyone okay, right? Everyone's okay with that, right? Yes. To be continued. To be continued. An attempt. Attempt in what? An attempt in what? A ceiling I don't recognize. No, really. Hello, Subaru. I'm here for your afternoon checkup. I'm sorry. I have more classes, so. More classes, huh? Right. I guess that's how things are supposed to be. How are you finding the Redeemable Knights Infirmary? It's nice. These are the nicest facilities I've ever seen, honestly. Thanks to that, it looks like everyone is on the med. I'm starting to get restless. Can't they just discharge us already? No, everyone. You have to stay put until the captain gives the discharge approval. The moment you think you're fine is actually the most dangerous one, you know? See? Just like that. Subaru? Hmm? Baby. There you go. Hmm? You don't hate us or anything, don't you? Why would I hate you? after everything you've done for us. That's what you meant. Yes. That day. That day, the Angels trumpets quieted. Students like Johannes Medical Facility Club and Trinity's Redeemable Knights, as well as many others, came to Eris. So many people. Hello there, Commander Ace. Glad you could join us in today's stream today. Oops, god dang it, I missed it. They transport us to the Redeemable Knights main building. We have been here ever since getting treatment and regaining our strength. Yep, you can definitely trust those facility teams. They're real good when it comes to healing. And it's hard for some of those students to come to terms with the fact that Trinity and Gehenna are the ones who helped us. Of course, we're not really in any position to speak openly about our feelings. I need a little more time to sort out my own thoughts and feelings. I'm sorry about this. No, if anything, we should be the ones apologizing. Well, putting that aside, again, thank you for all of what you've done to treat us and care for us. Niall. Rather, we should be checking up on your condition. Do you fare well? I'm fine, but what about you, Mai? Please do not burden yourself with words for me. I may be lacking in many ways, but this body still belongs to the captain of the Redeemable Knights. That day, what exactly happened to you, Mai? To your mind? Oops. That day. I simply protected those who saw before me. That's all. And it is a joyous thing, too, to once again to be able to stand face to face with you. If it passes your approval, I would like to inquire on something as well. Subaru, for you as someone from Eris. I see. Honestly, it will be a lie if I say nothing at all as if this was the point. For now, I intend to live on, even while these feelings still exist inside me, one way or another. Oh, Minane. Okay. Minane. Thank you for that. I don't know what will happen. Maybe those feelings will grow, or maybe they'll settle into dull ache, or burn into ashes. Come what may, I can't just stop living. I see. The firm resolve of yours is something that I can learn as a great deal as well. Yes, a lesson. In that case, from this moment on, we embark the practice of this exam study. Huh? Right at this very moment? Pull yourself together. Everyone, the practice exam are just around the corner. Now that your bodies and minds have recovered, devoting yourselves to your studies is exactly what a proper student should do. We remedial knights also bear the duty of focusing our relief work. But we also have an obligation to prove the worth of the Redeemable Knights as a club of cat. as a club academically. To prove our worth as a redeal night as a club academically. Do you agree, everyone? Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain Main. Fufu, excellent. Then Subaru and everyone else, I wish you the best of luck on your exams. How did such a nice talk end with that? Well, you do know how Main is. Studying, huh? I still don't want to do it though. I feel the same if I'm being honest. I'll give it a try though. You're so full of energy. Maybe this time, I'm the one who needs to learn from you. What in the... What's happening out there? Ah! You guys alright? That should be about it for the basis of the Aries-style close quarter combat. Ah, it's just combat. Just practice. Of course, the ideal is never to end up in close quarters in combat at all, but out in the field, anything can happen. Wow, so cool. Huh? I didn't think we'd get this kind of response. Back in Eris, if you messed up, you learn what it's like. You learn what you did wrong with your body. That close quarter combat prowess. Could you teach us about it? Huh? But y'all don't really need to. You're the one who said it. You'll never know, right? Ah, everything from young, even for even for young, even for young ladies like us, I think we live in an age where close quarters self-defense is essential. That's right, for ladies, no, especially because we're ladies. We should protect our bodies and then teach us some manners to anyone rude enough that crosses us. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Is Trinity going to be okay? And don't worry about them. We might have just awakened something completely ridiculous. Maybe we should propose starting a CQC research club. Great idea. Then for our club president and vice president, obviously it should be handled by people with the most expertise. Exactly, we're counting on you. Huh? You mean us? Us? We couldn't take something that important. Don't give it too much thought. We'll help you with whatever we can. Everyone, another round of applause for our new president and vice president. Yeah. We will look forward to working with you. How did things end up like this again? Subaru? Yeah, what is it? Do you think it's possible? It might not exactly... It might not be exactly how we're used to, but do you think we can build a new nest for ourselves? We'll have to try. What was I even trying to do? You were trying to protect your heirs. If I knew I was going to end it like this, I probably wouldn't have done anything. That's not true. Just the fact that you tried is all that's enough in the end. Sometimes things won't change no matter how hard you try, sadly. You can fail, or even make things worse. But think about it. If you truly hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up, right? No matter how it turns out. To be continued, yeah. Tea time. Episode 8, tea time, yeah. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank you again for your role and everything regarding these practice exams. You are really hard too, Nagisa. No, not at all. Apologize. Apologies. I should greatly accept your words, Sensei. I already settled the matter with the Eris students. While Eris students will study and take their exams. There are some old school buildings that, while Trinity properly are currently unused. We would like to lend you them to them, free of charge, for the area students to use however they desire. Free of charge, huh? Why the reaction, Sensei? Did I say something wrong again? Hmm? The breadth of my generosity is so wide-ranging that it's a little hard to keep up with? So that's what you meant. Still, every piece only truly shines once it fulfills its intended purpose. Or are you asking if we Tea Party members are taking the exams? Naturally, if anything, if our grades were poor, people will question whether we deserve to be in the Tea Party team at all. But Mika and Saya are both excellent students, so I'm not concerned in the slightest. Huh? You can understand when it comes to Saya, but you're curious about Mika's grades? Yeah, I'm curious about her grades too. Sensei, when it comes to Mika, have you heard of this phrase? My child has so much potential, she just doesn't apply herself. Yeah? You may already have noticed this yourself, but Mika is actually quite smart. Yeah, in more ways than one. It's just that she has no desire to make any use of it. If I had to guess, I suspect she simply finds it tedious to think through things the way a school wants her to. She'll do well on her exams, as she always does. You do realize she never would have been chosen for Tea Party if her grades were poor, don't you? You really have your hands full, don't you, Nagisa? Thank you for understanding. In the end, both back then and now, at the root of all of our problems, this is still a long history between Trinity and Eris. Trinity and Eris share the exact same history, yet they interpret it in completely different ways. History is meant to be an accurate record of events, but the people who record it are fallible. So Sensei, once these exams are over, I plan to compare Trinity's record history with the history of the preserved vortical posses, line by line, and establish something of an archive or museum. Would that really be okay? The two records will naturally be vastly different. As we go about capturing them, conflicts and disputes will inevitably arise, at least for a time. Even so, if necessary, we'll bring in third parties for our jet views and counsel. We'll never outcome our past without first looking it straight in the eye. When it comes to re-examining, comparing, and researching the records, already know of someone who has greatly taken on that task. Ooey. Yep, seems right. I truly believe that Trinity will be able to overcome all that turmoil. The Trinity I know is not that fragile. Naturally, I do expect many political issues and depths to surface in the process. But in a way, that kind of thing is exactly the Tea Party's whole specialty. Wouldn't you say? Maybe? That's simply the nature of politics. In this world, that is. It is the process of giving up something of yours in order to gain something from someone else that you need. And even if you repeat those compromises and exchanges, you must never let go of the core value you wish to protect. The first compromises, the first trade is surprisingly easy. The second one that many people stumble on. Before they know it, they forgot who they are and what they're striving for. So that's is what so that's so what is it that you want to protect, Nagisa? I I want Trinity to become the finest academy there ever was. I want attending Trinity to be a badge of honor and pride. And years from now, when the students look back on their schools at Trinity, I hope they will remember them fondly, as precious, irreplaceable times and memories. Yep, yep. I want every experience they have here to be small, but cherished. A treasure that helps them grow into better people. Of course, we still have a long way to go, that is. And if possible, I also like to earn that kind of experience for myself. In order to make my dream a reality, we have to see the world around us with much more discerning, unclouded vision. You know, I did learn all this from you, Sensei. Hey, Nagisa. Yes? About back then. I'm sorry. For not trusting you. And for being so hard on you. I never should have said those things. Sensei? Why are you saying this now? Out of nowhere. Because if I don't say it now, you thought you might never come clean about it? No, please. You don't need to bow like that. Ah. I'm sorry, Sensei. No, your reaction is perfectly normal, Nagisa. I'm sorry for being so lacking as a teacher. Sensei. Sensei. I'm sorry, but would you please turn around for a moment? I turned my back towards Nagisa just as she asked. I stayed like that for a while. Then I felt the lightest weight. Then I felt the lightest weight rest very gently on my back. It was so hard. I'm sorry. All this time, really, truly, I know. I thought about it over and over again. I accept full responsibility for what happened. I do. But still, I kept wondering why your standards seem so much harsher for me than for anyone else. I know I'm the tea party host, and that strict standards are given. And especially when it comes to when it comes to Ifumi and Koharu, I know I deserve it. But even so, Nagisa had trumpet on my back lightly again and again. Is trying to express just how much she's been hurting all this time. It was as harmless as a child's little fist. Yet somehow it hurt even more. Feeling a little better now? Oops. Yes. I'm sorry you had to see that. You had to see that. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I'm really, really sorry about this. Please, don't keep blaming yourself, Sensei. If you do, I'll start to. Why don't we do this instead, Sensei? From now on, both of us, need to be a little bit more careful now. Oh, and will endure to not being that not to and will endure to not bring up that incident up again unless the situation demands it. To mark that promise to steal it, how about we toast with some tea? Yeah! Thank you, Nagisa. Think nothing of it. Alright then. Cheers! Cheers! Smells nice as always. Of course, it should. Oh, now that I think about it, there's one last thing about those recent incidents you wanted to tell me, wasn't there? What should what I told Subaru what I told Subaru about rather what was shared from her was from her was from her memory was from my memory. I told Nagisa about the so-called collective will of the Patriarchs Sanctus fractures right after the Eden Trinity incident. Nagisa? Ha ha what? Hee what? Ha ha ha. I see, I finally understand now. Nagisa? I can more or less summarize who those two are. They did submit a report to me on the matter as well. Truly, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Sensei. You brought me some very, very valuable information today. Information today. Foo 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 foo. Ha 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 ha. I feel like I've done something really bad here, somehow, by telling you this information, Nagisa. So they assume that they are, so that they would take care of all of it and then handle things as they please. They even edited the parts of the report to bolster their fabrications. Nagisa? Oh, worry not, Sensei. This will be settled smoothly and quietly. Really, truly. If I adjust my jaw correctly, you'll never even hear this again. All all you need to do is to manipulate the narrative is pretext and excellent timing. For example, one could say this little act of deception occurred because of the authority of each of the factions acting the representative remains permanently damaged. Of course, restoring things to the way things were before would be extremely difficult, particularly when it comes to Mika and her physician. However, it will take a little to circulate internal memo that there are recommend, recommending a promotion at least. Nagi saw a sinister cheer grooves as she plotted. Oh boy, this ain't good. If I haven't felt this kind of sheer terror before from this woman, I do now. Well then, Sensei, why don't we stop here with this heavy headache-inducing topics? Okay. For the remaining hour? For the remaining hour or so, would you like to join me for a private tea time, just the two of us? I don't mind, but why all of a sudden exactly? Because, for example, those remarks you made, Sensei, or the subtle distance that extends between you and me, or the many little things that created that distance. All those things are. I believe that I would like to be compensated for them. Huh? Hey, we agreed not to talk about that. Oh my. That's simply... Did I specify which remarks exactly? This is what you want from the beginning, didn't you, Nagisa? Fufu, and if it was, what will you do, Sensei? Aw. Well, what? Do you dislike me that much? This really is what you want from the beginning, huh, Nagisa? Yes, it was. In a way, isn't this also a form of politics? Oh boy. admitting that I've fallen perfectly into a trap. I was just about to give in to Nagi's spoiled demands when... Huh? Mika! Yo, Nagi! What are you up to? Seiya! Mika, Seiya! Who's... Whoa, Sensei, I didn't know. I was... gone a little... I got ready a little if I knew you were gonna be here. Ho ho, here I was simply following a feeling of sorts. That something fun or perhaps important would happen here. And draw by unannounced. And yet, it would seem my intuition was correct. Sensei, what do we do? There are things that I especially don't want Mika to know about. Relax, Nagisa. We've already moved on from that topic, if you know what I mean. Ah, that's correct. Thank you, Sensei. Ahem. Welcome, you two. Sensei paid us an unexpected visit. Huh, really? Oh, that makes sense. Of course. Nagisa, hold it. Let's see. Oh, huh, really? Oh, that makes sense. Of course, Nagi was star managed to get things settled. Good job. Still, if I had preferred to you if you were giving me a heads up, though. Nagisa's wing and pointed. Look, may not have been quite subtle as she thought. Yeah, you're right. I probably should have. Whoa, really? Me? I'm really happy to hear that. Heh. Sensei, you're too much sometimes. You truly are a greatly sensible person, Sensei. I didn't do anything, I swear. Are you serious? Well then, since things turned out this way, shall we all have a long overdue tea time together? Okay. Especially since Sensei is here with us. Yeah, I'm all for it. Huh? Come to think of it. Is this the first tea time with all three of us plus Sensei, or have we ever? Maybe my memory's getting worse. Everything's so fuzzy. What do I do, Sensei? Go with the flow? Go with the flow? You're not quite at that point yet, Mika. What matters is that we're all here together now. Of course, to you, it might have felt almost everything in the world as always fresh and new. Seiya, you're basically just turned around and told me my memories spat straight to my face, didn't you? I'm relieved, even with your memory in danger, at least your instincts are still as sharp. If you keep twisting people's words like that, people might not put up with it anymore one day. Yeah, boy. That remains to be seen, doesn't it? More importantly, how will I know I can't see the future anymore? You just have to have the last word in it, don't you? Every single friggin' time. Mika, Seiya, remember, Sensei is present at the moment. Good boy. Good boy. This is something that can't be easily resolved, obviously. I'm terribly sorry, Sensei. Oh boy, to be continued. Exam prep. Episode 9, exam prep. Konoka. How are you doing, Sayori? How's life been treating you? Thanks for your concern. I've been doing well, Deputy Director Konoka. Was it? Aw. Drop all the stiff titles. Just call me Konoka. You're a year older than me anyway, aren't you? Yeah, if we're the same grade. We're in the same grade. Understood, Konoka. However, I've been in the cell until now. Is there a reason I've been called to the interrogation room? Nah, not really. I just wanted to see how you were doing. And the kind of famous, and you're kind of famous for Valkyrie. You know that. Is that so? I hardly think one should be want to be firmly known as Valkyrie. Still, better than being famous across Kivatos, right? That's true. It's strange for me to be want to say this, but that sounds rather rough though. Alright. That feels like that's been cleared out of the awkward air, so let's get to the point. You girls are the Ares Squad, right? I'm here to update you on official news of the Ares Squad that just released. I presume that will be our sentencing, right? Yeah, something like that. Our sentence was already finalized in a formal trial. Had they discovered some additional crimes regarding, I'm prepared to accept it all. You really are something, Sayori. Most people react the same. Most people react in the exact opposite way, you know? It's not so. I suppose people consider errors to be the opposite of normal, though. Yeah, the General Student Council also revealed they finally nailed down the location of the Ares Satellite School, and that part is not that important though. If it's about my school, it's all important to me. Like it or not, it's where I come from. Even if it's known for pursuing some of the worst terrorists, I won't try to deny that fact. I'll never move forward unless I accept for my own mistakes. That's a nice way to put it. And on that note, do you regret it? Regret the terrorist attack? I sorry, T-word attack. No. Fuck. God, I hope I'm not demonetized for that. What else what I meant? Uh-huh. Why are you laughing? Ah, my apologies. I wasn't trying to laugh at you, Konoka or Valkyrie or even at Trinity. It's just, this reminds me of a conversation I had with someone long ago. You asked if I regretted it, the answer is simple. I regretted it every day since it happened. An immature, stupid rookie, huh? Yes, a rookie that has been a part of my past now. But that past is undeniably a part of who I am. Alrighty, then just as I thought. What do you mean? Oh, nothing important. Still, there are some things I'm supposed to say. Tradition, procedure, that's all. Congratulations, Sayori, and the Aero Squad as well. Pack your things. You're being released on parole. What? I'm not sure if I understand, Konoka. Is this some kind of a joke? To be fair, I figured your reaction would be something like that. I'll explain, so try to keep up. The crimes and sentences of the Ares Squad still stands, but you've been given a suspended sentence. A suspended sentence? But T-words don't get suspended sentences. I mean, that's true, but honestly, the stuff you all did, blowing up buildings, setting off explosions, so on and so forth, they're pretty par for the course. Very par for the course here. Which is why construction is one of Kivotos' top priorities. We're right. So when it comes to the crime in Kivotos, what we care about most is intel to kill. Malice, things like that. Is that so? That's the first time I heard of that standard. But if that's the case, then all the more. Yes, that attack definitely involved both of those. You admitted that much yourselves. But you know, for what I see, It's all reflective of what you did. Uh-huh. Plus, you had turned yourselves in, didn't you? Some of our problem children waltzing in and asking to be arrested. That's the first time I've seen that since I became a deputy director. Students who can reflect on their mistakes and seek out punishment, maybe Kivatos' future isn't as dull and hopeless as I thought. So thank you. It's not really my place to say this, but isn't this very sloppy procedure? And above all, the ones who suffer at your hands the most were, in the end, Sensei and Trinity, but we got a mountain of petitions for them. Really? Like a Hannah, even. Oh, this one's kind of funny, so it'll pass it along. Right, that happened. Those kinds of injuries didn't faze me, but I was angry Sensei was caught in the crossfire. But even on that note, Sensei personally asked me to forgive you for their sake, if nothing else, so I suppose that's the only comment I have on that topic. So all that's left is covering Makoto's hairstyling expenses. That's it. Nothing of it of any importance. None of that is any importance anymore. Just like that? Seems like it. Anyway, given how things have turned out, we don't really have the reason not to show any leniency. Valkyrie is an academy primarily meant for guidance and rehabilitation. And the maintenance costs for the Corrections Bureau aren't exactly cheap either. Above all, Sensei said they take responsibility for you, so don't go disappointing them, okay? Understood. I'll keep that firmly in mind. Just to clarify, a suspended sentence doesn't mean you're innocent. If you cause trouble during your parole, we'll have no choice but to hit you with a harsher punishment. Right, understood. If we cause any trouble, you can shower my halo. Hey, you can't just drop down over. Jeez, Harvard's kids are scary. So sorry. So we're really out on parole now, aren't we? Yes. Given that, why don't you go get ready for your exams? Right, our exams. Well, welcome. Hi everyone. So this classroom may not be the most up to date out here, but let's put our all into study and ace the mock exams together. Wow, this classroom is amazing. In a place like this, you could really get into studying. But what? Yeah, I understand your reactions. Compared to the type of classrooms we came from, it's only natural. Right, that's true. Thank you, Ifumi, and everyone else. I'm grateful to you all helping me with their supplemental lessons. Hanako, oh, think nothing of it. We're happy we can help you and Sensei. But not mentioning our school or our clubs is harder than we thought. If I let my guard down even a little, I feel like I just blurred it out. It's the same for me too, Ifumi. It's been a while, Asuka. Yeah, a long time no see, Maia. I hope what I'm about to say is acceptable to you. Currently, I feel happy to see you. You sure haven't changed, have you, Asuka? I'm glad. You look like you've been well. Yeah, I have. Everyone can find a way to live happily ever after in the end. You only need to make it happen. So if there's anything I can help you with, I'd like you to tell me what it is. Then could you take out the exam for us? I can do that. Well, and this is Koru, right? The elite one. Hey, you got a good eye. That's right. I'm the great. Anyways, I consider one of the elite, so you can count on me. Then how about you solve this problem? Do you know how to solve it? Uh-huh. Huh? I definitely know how to do this one. Why can't I remember it right now. I even remember taking the notes. So you see, this is. Yes? It's not on the test, so you don't need to worry about it. Huh, really? You shouldn't think like that, Koharu. The point of study isn't to just memorize things to do well on the test. In that case, wouldn't it be that you've been studying for a special test yourself, haven't you? Gah! What are you talking about? That's totally off. You're purposefully misunderstanding everything, aren't you? Are we now? More importantly, it's true that this type of problem isn't on the exam. However, you won't be able to understand the concepts without mastering it first. So how about we approach this like this? Look here. Aruwa Hanako, she really is an exceptional student, isn't she? Yes, she is. So exceptional, she's impossible to predict in many more ways than one. I wonder if there's anything Hanako doesn't know. I bet there is, but I don't know everything, you know. I only know what I know. Ooh, you heard that? I'm so sorry. Wah. Don't worry yourself over that. Yeah. Suchi Naga Hiyori, correct? May I call you Hiyori? Huh? Yes. Yes. It's an honor. And this young lady is Harakari Atsuko, right? Yes? My. Yes? Hanako? Hehe. Fufu. It seems I met someone interesting. I'm sure I'll be counting on you for many different things from now on, Atsuko. I have the same feeling. I'll be in your hands, Hanako. Oh my. Oh my. Hehe. What's going on, Atsuko? Do you know Urawa Hanako beforehand as well? Not at all, Sao. I just got a feeling, like I met a kindred spirit somehow. I do believe she felt the same way. What's going on right now? Let's leave it for me to know. I totally don't get it, but okay. Then back to studying, everyone. Let's leave it to the professionals, shall we? You can count on me, Atsuko. By the way, what are these weird fluffy things, Ifumi? These are stuffed animals. Prizes, Momo friends, for students who get good grades. We're back to this, aren't we? Momo friends. Yes, not everyone loves them, but they have a really loyal fan base. And it's been trending more and more lately. Not everyone loves them, We come so far. Mobile friends are the best. I personally love Skullman. These rewards will motivate every single student here. Why, why would they do that? Oh, because in ours, some mental classes, they were really effective. Really. Is there some kind of mysterious angel phenomenon at work here too? Huh? No, nothing like that. They're just really cute. So people work extra hard because they want to own one. Exactly. What more reason do you need? There must be something strange in the water here. Azusa's tastes have grown weird. Nope, not really. So we honestly weren't really good at studying at first either. But studying is about building systems. If you keep repeating and practicing them, you'll definitely be able to raise your score even higher than before. And besides, even someone as average and unremarkable as me was able to pass some mental classes. Right. Asusa? Yes, Maia? Is even me really average? Well, why is there are two kinds of average. One, the average you claim yourself, and the other is average seen by others. Which one is Ifumi? No comment. The answer already says a lot. Memorize. Memorize it, you stupid brain. Why can't you just learn? I just realized a huge truth about this exam section thing. What's that? That it's a time when everything besides studying suddenly sounds really fun. All my motivation to study is burning up. Really? Yep, it burns so hot that it's turned to ash. Sensei, I think I... Oh boy. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's it. Sensei, I think I've come down with something. Can I take a break? With what exactly? An illness that makes you hurt when I study. Oh no, the only cure to study is until you feel better and learn. You friggin' monster! Of course, all teachers are during exam season. Whoa, this problem is amazing. Amazing? What could possibly be so amazing about it? I'm serious. It's so good. I don't even mind. I don't even want to solve it. So I don't ruin it. What the? I think all studying made her lose it somehow. And so, everyone's effort, failing, desperation, and screams got stirred together into one chaotic mess. Day in and day out, the area students diligently prepare for the very first exam. To be continued. Alright, Icelia for the final episode for those who don't want to disappear. Mock exam day. Well? I don't have any need to back it up. But suddenly I feel really confident that something is going to be okay. Again, I've done nothing to warrant the feeling this way. You didn't study at all, didn't you? So I was thinking, textbooks are books that are made to teach students as well, right? Right. Then as far as we could tell, our textbook sucks. It didn't teach me anything. Wow, I literally never heard that kind of logic before. With that, good luck on the test. You too. Get exactly one more question wrong than me. You totally just cursed me, didn't you? Alright, did everyone study hard? Ah, Sensei. What should you do when you feel like you're gonna bomb the test? That's just the beginning. You haven't even started yet. Wow, I feel 1,000 times worse. Anyways, do your best, everyone. Okay. Hi, Sensei. Nice to see you. You came out here to meet us? You're such a warrior. Do you seriously think we're gonna run away at this point? We went through too much trouble to get here. Is Sensei not here purely to cheer us on? Oh, I mean, I thought Mizaki was just saying that to be Mizaki. I see. I apologize, Mizaki. Seriously, I wasn't. Whatever. Well then, we should be off, Sensei. I'll do my very best. Hello, Sensei. Ah, hi, Sensei. Do you not have work today? This is my work. I see. Hmm? You want to know how I feel about taking the Eris mock exam? Honestly, I can't say the idea sits well with me yet, but all the Eris kids wanted to try again, and I decided to put my trust in them. You as well, Sensei. Thank you, Subaru. What? Why? Wasn't that a call for? Thank you for trusting me. Well, that isn't anything to... Huh? You get anxious and unsure when your students don't trust what you're doing? I wasn't expecting such an honest answer. Doesn't that mean I'm helping you too, Sensei? Yes, absolutely. Good girl. Really proud of you. Pat you on the head. I pat Maia on the head. Do it! Hehe, that feels nice. Thank you, Sensei. Me too. Oh, really? Aw, man. Subaru, let's go. It's already time. Huh? Oh. Okay. Don't worry. We'll try again after the exam, Subaru. I wonder if the Trinity exam has started yet. If there's one good thing about being an adult, it's that I don't have time for mock exams anymore. Silly thoughts. I spent some time getting work done at a nearby cafe while waiting to exam today. It's really actually over now. So how was it? It was a complete effing disaster. Hey, they haven't even been graded yet. You know, sometimes, just know. Sometimes you just know. Honestly, the same. My sister in arms. Welcome back, everyone. So, Sensei. Sup, Sensei. I'm positive that I completely bombed the test. That doesn't matter right now. What's that? Like to celebrate the end of the excessive season? That's right, post-exam party. Well, wow, there are amazing traditions like that. Maybe exams aren't so bad after all. Well, wait, let's not forget the brutality all that studying was. That was really quick. But it's done. But what's done is done, isn't it? Once the pain's over, it's not pain anymore. That's the Eris way. Right. Can you buy us something delicious, Sensei? Please? I'll invite everyone, so don't worry about a thing. Okay. And just like that, their very first exam and after party came to a peaceful, happy close. Hello, Subaru. Maia, please sit. Hello, Asuka. Um, hello, Princess Asuka. I'm not a princess anymore, so there's no need for that tile. Didn't we agree to be friendly with each other? We did, okay. Asuka. Hello, Asuka. Thank you, I appreciate it. So, what did you want to talk about, Asuka? The exam went well, right? And I heard that this is a common post-exam activity in the outside world. First, let's fill our stomachs. The cafe's pecan pie is supposedly very famous. Okay, thank you very much. So, how did the both of you feel about the exam? I think I answered everything my best to my ability. I answered everything I knew was well. But to be honest with you, there is a lot more I didn't know, know than I did. What about you, Subaru? It was my first time taking a mock exam, and the third year questions felt a little bit heavy for me. That's all. Fufu, since it's just a mock exam, it's only meant to be a personal benchmark of some sorts. There aren't any punishment for a mock exams either, so it doesn't matter what your results are. Huh? Do real exams have punishments? If you do too poor, you'll need to take some mental classes. And if your grades don't improve, you could be held back a year, or be barred from graduating. Yep. So that's what punishments are. Yes, these are the ways in a much kinder world, in a sense. What are your plans for the squad from here on out, Asuko? I assume you will be curious. The area squad intends to address the responsibilities it's been neglecting until now. And how does it plan? And how does it plan? And how does it plan on doing it? And how does it plan on doing that? Until the next area student council is officially fairly elected, the area squad intends to function as the acting student council. The area squad will act as the area student council, but then that will make our school just like other schools. Wouldn't that mean that hundreds and hundreds of years that the area satellite school is going to get back to normal now? I'll do all that I can to assure the happiness. Yes, I'll have to, as Aries at the school council president. The student council president? Easy. You're getting too loud, Maya. Sorry. Objectively, based on what few traditions Aries still have, it couldn't be anyone but you. Okay, what does everyone else intend on doing though? Misaki will be the treasurer. She complained. Yeah, she complained of course, but you really want to work for me to the bone, don't you? Fine. If you really had no one else better for the job. In Misaki speak, that means I'm doing it anyways, so I might as well do my best. What on earth is Mizaki speak? Well, it's a language where you simply flip on one half of what she says. Don't say it to her face though. She'll get quite enraged with you. Understandably. And Sayori will be the vice president and general manager as well. I can follow the logic. For management, she proposed this policy. Everyone should work part-time. Work part-time jobs whenever they're able to. What? Why? She said it because you'll learn about society quickly and earn some pocket money and help with the heiress rebuilding efforts. Since scams are concerned, she directed everyone to get contracts approved by her before signing anything. She rather sheepishly explained that she's undergo a trial and error in that field herself. So she's just making everyone follow her blueprint. People learn best from experience, after all. Also, also, huh? We're starting to get groundwork laid down now. If we're going to start club applications, we'll need to evaluate them based on budget and feasibility. It'll have to be on a case-by-case basis when the grind comes. Less logistics, more of my personal wishes? I couldn't, Asuko. We're not in any positions to be pulling ourselves or on one's first anymore. It's a request from my student council president? Well, there's little justification from them, so you may ignore this thought entirely. It crossed my mind. What if we made ourselves uniforms? Something pretty and cute. No kidding! Thank you, Sao Sao. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Sorry, I elaborated when the time was right. Huh? Sure, fine by me. And Hiyori. Hiyori is our secretary? So a secretary is us acting as a So a secretary is also acting as a record keeper. That's... Yeah, she cried quite a bit when she first realized. Then she pulled herself together and got fired up about doing her best. Hiyori always does great things when she's motivated to do them, so I was very happy. I don't really know why, but that makes me happy too. Hiyori just really is a kind person. Well, as long as it makes you happy. And there's something I wanted to ask Nikomedia Troop as well. Us? What is it? I'd like you to take a role on Eris's disciplinary team. Disciplinary team? Yeah, an anonymous force in charge of public order, morals, and discipline. For this, I really don't think I can ask anyone but you, Subaru. If I say no, are you really going to be that way? Subaru? You've always been the crafty one, Asuko. Have I? I suppose I am the student council president, even if it's just for now. Yeah, exactly as you should. Handling personal matters this smoothly is a talent in itself. So your big plan, Asuko? I want to turn Iris into a wonderful school. Then we're on the same page there. Yeah, I figure any student for Iris will say the same. You're not wrong. There's a certain amount of work to do, though, isn't it? I know. I won't run away again. I'll assert that many times as you need. Are you really confident in your abilities? To be frank, no, I'm not. That's why I need help. Joining hands just means it's easier for one person to pull down the other. Or is it easier to pull each other back up if one of us falls? There's no way of knowing the future, so I don't want to indwell the worst case scenarios. Isn't that just unfounded optimism? You could see it that way, but I'd rather call it activism. I know the word has its own definition, strictly speaking, but I've been using it to convey what it matters to take action into here and now. In the moment I am currently standing in. And I don't believe we can do that without at least pretending we harbor some kind of vague, hazy hope for the future. Together if we can. Understood. If that's how you feel, then I'll do my best to support you all. You really don't know what will happen next or what's coming our way. I mean, who would have thought we end up taking some market sound? I'll admit I was caught off guard by that. Come to think of it, what about the Redeemable Knights? Captain from Trinity. Oh, Mina? Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mine? Right. We should talk about her too. Yes, I heard she was bedridden for a while after the incident with Eris. She was, however, there's nothing to worry about. She recovered completely. Really? That's great to hear. She was unable to study for a few days, but it sounded like it wouldn't have impacted her mock exams results though. I see. I guess that's a relief at least. Yeah, the truth is, on that day, the, on that day, Mine essentially sealed the power of the four angels of revelation inside herself. What? That's what actually happened? Yes, just before she passed out, she defeated the four angels, if you recall. Her actions stemmed the seven angels only had a chance to harness to unleash their full power. Maya endured the power of all four angels by sheer will? What's going on, Subaru? I know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. I was just so... It was seen that Maya awoke at almost the exact moment... At the exact moment... At the exact moment you were defeated at the final angel. I could barely handle just one. Her mentality and strength are out of this world. Maybe that's what you call conviction or integrity. No matter what happens, no matter what comes at her, even knowing that it may end in tragedy, she endures and pressures and proceeds forward regardless. That's the part of her really, that part of her is really incredible. It is. That's it. There's one thing I just can't wrap my head around. What's that? If she's trying to help people, why does she leave them in such a wreck? Asuko, you're pulling your mask. Seriously? No one can hear you when you're wearing that thing. I don't know the sign language, and you know that. Come back, Asuko! You're running away again. Hakari Asuko. Oh boy. But she still made sure to pay in advance. Subaru, I just realized something. Leaving yourself an escape route in an emergency is super important. That's not something you should try and learn. Better yet, just learn to not put yourself in a situation where you need one. Oh look, the school's all built again. Oh, Sensei, welcome. Hi, Asuko. Hi, everyone. As you can see, this is currently the only place that's been fully restored. This is the starting point from here on outwards. We want to create a new Eris, one building at a time. I mean, no one wants to go to a school that looks abandoned, right? And someday we'll have to accept new students or transfers again. Do you really think anyone would really want to come here? Apparently some people are interested. They're interested in a particular set of skills that is widely associated with our school. Shouldn't we at least let that kind of stuff just fade into nothingness? No matter when or where, there'll always be people who idolize power. People like that won't last long here anyways. That reminds me, how did everyone do on the exam? Let me think. Out of the 10 ranks, I was number 2. For my first try at taking a test, I believe I should have been accepted. Rank 3. Literature really is hopeless non-linear. I was ranked 4. Wah. It's okay, Hiyori. It's okay. Wah. Kindness can come across as pity at times like this. Hiyori. You can just do better next time. Come on. Patrol report complete. Oh, Sensei, you're here. Ah, hello, Sensei. Welcome to Eris. More importantly, what brings you here today? Huh? You came here because you heard the monster sounds for help? I'm sorry, Sensei. Got rank 4. Ugh. Rank 4? You too? You too? That will be... We're rank 4 buddies. Yeah, buddies. We'll try even harder next time. We'll put in double the work. Ooh-ah! By the way. Yes? You don't have anything you want to tell me, Subaru? I mean, I'm sure that's why you came all this way. You placed 5th. Yes. How about we put in more time to studying from here on out? Okay. Oh yeah. ICG. Seriously though. So much has happened. Oops, was... Oh no. Looking bad. It almost feels like... As we're all just a dream. In a way, yeah. I wanted to thank you for all of that you've done. That at least I can promise is sincere. Nice. Thanks, Subaru. Hmm. You mean my grades? This might sound I'm being bragging, but it's all thanks to you regardless, Sensei. All thanks to you regardless, Sensei. I placed 1st. Dang! Thank you, Sensei. You really are the greatest thing that has happened to my life. Of course, Sayari. Of course. And that is done with the final chapter of Volume 6. And that pretty much wraps it up here for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. And I'll hopefully see you all next week with Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters on Monday. So until Monday, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.